Hi, my name is Brian Henderson, and I serve as the minister of the First Baptist Church of Denver. By July 11th, it's hard to believe, but it will be 69 weeks since we've held regular weekly services. Over the past quarter, we've held one in-person service each month to help us get ready for going back to weekly services. While we may continue to experience some differences and some restrictions in our weekly worship rituals, we anticipate gathering soon again with as much pre-pandemic normalcy as possible. Thinking of normalcy, I don't know that things will ever be the same again, nor should they necessarily be so. A pandemic word that I have come to really appreciate is pivot. While the pandemic taught us each many things, perhaps the word most meaningful for me is just that, pivot. As a congregation and as building partners within our historic facility, we've each had to pivot to manage the significant upset that COVID-19 created. The owners of Lost City Cafe originally asked themselves, what must we do to save our cafe? But then they pivoted and asked that question differently. They asked, how can our cafe help save others? And so with that, nearly 300,000 meals were made and served out of First Baptist to people in need as a result of COVID-19 throughout the metro area. Like many congregations, we've been creative with virtual weekly services, Zoom meetings, prayer, study, and social groups. So thank you, First Baptist Church, for your flexibility over the last 15 months. And thank you, too, for your generosity. In truth, while many of our income streams have been much lower than expected, creating some legitimate challenge for us, our individual pledges and offerings have actually exceeded expectations. This is quite remarkable and meaningful. So again, thank you. While we're still not out of the global pandemic, while we must yet face perhaps the realities of a Delta variant, my hope and prayer is that our congregation will come back stronger and more ready for the ministry that we share. I think of the words of the Apostle Paul from the epistle to the Galatians in Galatians chapter 6, verse 9, where we read, "So let us not grow weary in doing what is right, for we will reap at harvest time if we do not give up." Like our ancient forebears, we will always live with challenges and face realities that are often beyond our control. But together, in the Spirit of Christ, we can do far more than any of us can do on our own. So I trust that you'll be able to join us next week on Sunday, July 11th at 10:30 as we come back together for our weekly services. As we come back over the next several months, we will find intentional ways to strengthen our congregational life and outreach, even as we continually pivot our way forward. So again, for now, I want to say thank you, and I trust that your holiday weekend, this weekend, will be good. And I look forward to seeing you soon, hopefully next Sunday.